I've had over 100 sales calls, and I just want to share what I have learned over these sales calls as an AI voice agency owner so that you can learn exactly what you need to do as well to avoid mistakes that I have done in these sales calls. Now, there are so many things that I didn't know when getting into doing sales. Like, maybe this is sales for any type of business that you're running. For me, it is selling AI to small to medium-sized businesses. But any service-based business might face the same problem or might relate. Some might not agree with exactly what I'm saying here, but I'm sharing it anyway so that some people may get some value and may be more prepared when they have their next sales call. To summarize, there are 4 main mistakes that I encountered over these calls, and there are some fixes that you can do so that you don't have to go through these mistakes like I have. The first mistake is naming the tool stack that I will be using to build their AI agent. Now, some people may think that this is a very, very small issue, but actually it could be bigger than what you think. For me, most of my sales calls, I like to be upfront. I like to talk about exactly what I'm going to do, what tools I'm going to use. But the thing is, it is not wrong to mention them. It is just wrong to mention them at a very early stage, especially in the first call. That was my mistake. I would mention that, hey, I'm using this software, for example, 11 Labs or Retail AI or Vappy or Bland AI. And this AI demo that I built for you is built using 11 Labs. Just by saying those words to the clients already gives them an idea of how to build it. And actually, it led to most of the sales calls ending with me being ghosted, mainly because they are building it now themselves. I even reached out to one of them who did not reply to any of my emails for the past month, and I asked, hey, so actually what went wrong here? What did I do what should I do differently so that I can improve myself? And he just simply responded with, I learned how to build it myself. And then that just like opened my eyes, because the thing is, working with AI nowadays, anyone can work with it. You don't need an educational degree to build an AI agent and sell this to businesses. You don't need a huge technical background. You just need to know the basics, and then you can have your MVP ready. But an MVP is not going to be used in production straight away, but it is already an indication that, hey, look, I can build it myself. So naming the tool stack, I would not recommend you to mention, especially in your first or second call. The fix here is to just name the outcomes. Well, what outcome will your AI agent do for them? And talk about, give them a clear picture of like those 10 missed calls that you have per day could be answered every single day. And then if even one person turns into a sale, you'll be generating $10,000 a month. Something along those lines. That was my mistake, and I hope you guys don't make that same mistake. The second mistake that I had was not having a demo ready. Now, this is actually very crucial. Most people say that, look, you just need to talk to them about what you're going to build for them and they will get convinced. Look, even if they don't ask for a demo, I think it's very important that you have one ready anyway. Because people, even though they think they know AI, they still want to see and feel and hear how this AI will perform. Even if it's not like the best, it needs to be somewhat good enough so that they get a picture of how it will be for their business. If you want to learn how to build your first AI agent, I'll leave a link somewhere here. I probably created a demo on how to build an AI receptionist, and you can use that as like a demo for any of your clients. Mistake number 3 would be relying on a script. Now, I have purchased several courses, one of which was that costed me like $1,000. Now, when I purchased this course, it was a lot of money for me because I was still a student. But it taught me to use a script, have it ready, or like have it like in my screen so that I can refer to it when I don't know the answer to something. Now, I used to use this method at the beginning, but I stopped using it as soon as I got like my first 10 sales calls. The problem for me when I follow a script is that it makes me more anxious during the call, because it always makes you think that you have to refer to something to answer a question. Well, that's just for me. Maybe people are very good when it comes to looking at a script or having a reference when it comes to answering a question. But for me, when I want to talk to someone, I want it to be conversational. And once I stopped using a script, most of my sales calls converted at a much higher rate. So that would just be my tip. Some people work differently, but for me, it worked better when I don't use a script and just try to have the confidence to talk naturally with this other person. And the fourth mistake that I want to talk about in this video is rescheduling calls yourself. Never, ever, ever reschedule a call yourself. Even if like you have like a commitment later that day, last minute, unless if someone needs to go to a hospital or whatever. But if it is like something, oh, you got sick and then you don't feel well for this call. Like I did that one time and I rescheduled and the person was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Let's reschedule to, Thursday, same time. Then I was like so happy. Oh, I'm so glad that they understood my situation. And then they never attended the call. My thing is that like I tried to understand why, and it's all psychological reasons. If you reschedule the first call on a different day, it just shows that you are not putting them as a priority in your schedule. The fix here is to never reschedule a call yourself, only if the client asks. If the client asks you, hey, can we reschedule? Okay, then you reschedule. But if it is coming from you, it will probably lead to like them ghosting you eventually. So those are just a few mistakes that I have done and a few fixes that I will propose to you if you ever run a business like me. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you, because I wish I knew these things earlier. If I did, I would avoid these mistakes and probably have more conversions in my sales calls. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.